This apple, so I'm not doing this during the show.
It's too late. Hey everybody, welcome in.
Okay, that's fine. If we have 2 minutes, I am going to put some more things in the Snugpod.
Do it. Because then I can make sure the stream is stable, because this is only the second time I'm doing it this way.
Oh, it
Cool.
just occurred to me that you have one of the things that we're in. I didn't even realize that.
That means I did a really good job decorating.
We're in a Dawnwood Snugpod.
In typical
I'm proud of
male fashion, I'm just not very observant to such things. You probably got a haircut and I didn't notice too, so.
I have not cut my hair in a long time.
I need a haircut. I also need my hair to grow a little better in the middle, so.
2, 3 years?
Next time I do a donation, just ask.
For hair?
If you got a haircut.
Sure, why not? I always cut like 14 inches off. You could have a sweet ponytail.
I had one when I was younger.
That's why I said it.
Did you ever see pictures of me with long hair? Did I ever show you any of those?
Mm-hmm. I have.
Yeah.
I was just saying no, but you could totally put that in the group chat.
Do it. Yes.
I don't have any of them handy at the moment. They're floating around either on like Facebook or Google Photos somewhere. I don't know.
What noise was that?
That was me doing something that I didn't mean to do. That's
It was
all.
really funny because it almost sounded like Jinx.
No, Jinx is staring at me, hoping she's going to get a bit of the burger that no longer exists.
I got so used to typing Lore Seekers ESO last week during Extra Life that I almost accidentally just sent people to the wrong page. That would have been silly, and people would have been very confused.
Where did your burger come from?
A cow?
That's what I was just gonna say.
Well, that's where the beef came from, you hope.
Maybe it's a kangaroo.
Me.
Was it a Mickey D's burger?
Oh, no, it was my husband did a bunch of grilling yesterday when we had people over, and it was leftovers.
Ah, well, that's better then. Grilled burgers are way better than McD's burgers.
Yeah, we don't really do takeout.
Well, dang nabbit, I just realized I do not have the Snugpod account on Blue Sky right now.
Me either. Don't feel bad.
Other account? It's Snugpod Cast, right, Gwen?
Yes.
You made it that way? And
I made it
then-
the exact same way as the Twitter.
Great.
Nope.
The blue bird and the blue sky.
Mm-hmm. I have
That was really
everything-
clever, Never.
I have everything saved. Please reference our direct message from my confusion.
Let's turn those down.
Wait, I remember what it is. The question is, are there capitals in it? Nope.
I don't know.
BLUESKY.
Are we live? We are.
Yes, we are live.
I mean on the YouTube. I was double checking that. We are.
Well, that didn't help me.
This might be a problem, just so you know.
That's okay. It is what it is, buddy.
I'm not sick or anything. Just stupid
Cough.
weather.
Okay.
What else was I gonna put in here?
No. Is it... The password didn't work, but I thought it was... Is that correct?
Let me look.
Yeah, double check really quick for me. If I can't post it right now, I can't post it right now, and I'll set it up and do it the next show, but... I just couldn't remember.
So my cats have found a game that they like.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. Stray.
I bet.
Ah.
Have you by chance played that? It was a Plus game recently.
I saved it to my library, but I have not played it.
Don't play it with Liam in the room. It is a horror game.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be a horror game. There's a lot of bad things that can happen to the cat. If you want to play a cat game with kids, recommend Little Kitty Big City.
Well, my cats were quite intrigued at watching the cat run around on screen and meow all the time.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because there's a dedicated meow button, you know, and you get just meow, meow, meow constantly.
I was really excited for Stray, and it came out, and then I went to a convention that weekend, and everyone's like, yeah, and there's all the jump scares and the dark alleyways and the different things that happen. I'm like, not getting that one for my daughter.
I didn't,
Yep.
I haven't gotten that far into it. I just played it a little bit when my wife and I were sitting together the other day.
Snugpodcast.bsky.social. That's what I put in, but it won't let me in.
Well, we'll just do it another night.
Yeah, I'll do it another night so we can just keep calm and carry on. So.
Yeah, We'll recalibrate you later.
Wait. You said no caps.
Yes.
I missed that part.
Yes, no hats are allowed here, no caps. No baseball caps specifically.
What do you got against baseball caps?
Oh, wait,
I don't know. I'm just making fun of a friend.
She's like, done.
I have an Elder Scrolls Online baseball cap with the Ouroboros on it, and it's 100% black that a friend gave me out of a loot crate. It has literally been sitting in the back of my closet since he gave it to me, and I have never used it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Done. Check. I got it. After 1,000 ways to do this, I finally got in.
Tell me, how do you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Peanut butter on both sides.
Oh, this is pretty! Hold on. You guys gotta see this. Look at that.
That's a big old drapery thing.
Yeah, I got it out of a treasure chest. I was just like, oh, another high elf tapestry, whatever. But that's pretty. It's also huge.
It's pretty big.
That's a November tapestry, though. We won't have that up now.
Okay, I'll probably be done chewing whenever we're ready.
Okay.
Y'all ready for the really bad joke?
Don't send your tail cat. Oh wait, I got one. Why did the clam scream in pain?
Why?
Because he pulled a muscle.
Huh. I was thinking more along the lines of
That's terrible.
I was thinking
My
more,
daughter taught me that one. Oh.
I was thinking more along the lines of the intro I have in mind.
Oh.
Figure you might want to go ahead and get those eye muscles ready.
I have not had enough caffeine for my eyes to be moving, never.
I'm prepared.
Are we all ready?
Yeah.
I have a cat. I have a cat that wants in my lap. She hardly ever wants in my lap. And it seems like when I'm trying to do this is the times that she wants to get in my lap.
Yes. Because she knows you're not going to move for an hour.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to A Snugpod Cast. If you'd like some coffee, stick around. I'm going to be brewing up a fresh cup of Joe soon. Promise. I'm never separate.
Oh no! I hate that.
And that is the one, the only, Gone Crazy back soon. How are you?
We don't even need to do this. No one's listening anymore after that.
Oh,
They all just turned
my
it off and
gosh.
skipped to the next podcast.
Don't make yourself cough too much. Wow. Oh, what a joke that was. Yeah, that's me.
Had so many layers to it, right?
There was so much. That joke means so much to the rest of us.
And the other voice you heard is, of course, Gwen the Bard. What's up?
Hello.
Well, we're here. We made it again.
We did it. We're finally back.
Life is still moving on along. So here we are. We're going to talk about some ESO thingies. Got some pretty big things happening in ESO. I don't remember the timelines on when they were first discussed, revealed, whatever. But we're going to talk about them anyway. And you can get our thoughts on it. So there's that. But before that, Gwen, learned anything new lately?
I have learned I can decorate an entire Snugpod in less than an hour, but I think we already knew that.
What took you so long?
I've also been learning a bunch of new motifs. You know how we have the little achievement bar, and it shows you they're your top ones. I've learned so many that I had them and then they popped off as I've been learning more, because I've been filling them in due to maybe buying motifs to fill them in, because I started doing that again, realizing, I could probably fill some of these in. And yep, I've been doing that. Feeling really productive about that. My drop rate on the Master Writs has been consistent, and that's amazing. I used to only get like maybe 2 or 3 a year, and now I've been getting them weekly, so it's been motivating me to actually try to learn more motifs. So yeah, I got those achievements, and then I did one of the timed quest things in Craiglorn. I've been running around trying to get Nirncrux, and I've been finding none of it. However, I have also been finding things in Craiglorn that I thought I did everything in Craiglorn. I found 6 pieces of lore today that I had not found before in Craiglorn. It was a fun time. And so this might be a Solstice spoiler for people, you've been warned. But there's a dog outside a sunport called Fluffer, or Fluffer, and you have to feed him. There's a little sad note that says, "I went away hunting, please feed my dog, here's some gold while I'm away." And you get to feed a dog, which is great. We all love the petting of the animals and stuff in the game, and it's cool that they keep adding more of those. However, I thought when we broke down the wall, I'd be able to find his human, and his human would come back to him. I still have yet to find his human. Where is this guy? Why did you abandon your dog? You horrible, horrible person. If anyone knows if this guy does actually, exist, please let me know so I don't, keep thinking he's the worst human on the face of the planet.
And when you find him, ask where the Twimmer are, because that's probably where he is.
And that's everything I've been doing this week.
Wow.
All right. crazy? Anything fun up in your neck of the woods? You silly little wood elf.
It's me, silly little wood elf, who's doing silly things like raising money for charity. Yeah, last weekend, well, first of all, it's been a crazy week. I was out of town for a work trip for a little bit after last weekend, where last weekend I sat in this very chair I'm in right now. Well, not in the Snugpod, but my chair, my personal chair. And raised over $2,000 for Extra Life. So in about 13 and a half hours, we raised about $2,000 with the Lore Seekers. And now the Elder Heroes, after Lotus of Doom and Tales of Tamriel stream yesterday, we're around $6,300 raised for the year. And that's before any donation matches or mail-in donations or anything like that. So that's really exciting. We beat the 5K mark as a team. And yeah, during Extra Life, I did some fun stuff. I ran normal Cloud Rust a few times. We did it one time with a full pug group just for funsies, because there is a prog group going on over on PCNA. But then also, the second time we did it, we're like, yeah, why the heck not? Let's do it again with just like 5 or 6 of us and companions. And we still cleared it. We cleared +1 with the companions. So that was kind of fun. And did some naked dungeon runs where we just took all of our gear off, which took forever. At one point I was just punching things. I felt really bad. Matt tanked a dungeon and all he had was his fists because he never picked up a weapon the entire dungeon. So that was a fun time. And then other than that, I've just been catching up on some antiquities and questing. And on PlayStation, I've mostly been doing inventory management and failing poorly at it. Still need to finish Solstice, but at least I am happy that I can't remember what shows we've done since then, but I was able to complete the Writhing Wall on both PlayStation and PC a few times, so it's good stuff. It's been a very crazy busy couple weeks, and it's just getting crazy busier, but not necessarily in a bad way, so yeah, I wish I had more time to game though. That'd be nice. You're always busy, Mr. Never, but have you had the opportunity to do anything in game right now?
Yes.
Cool. What'd you do?
The question is, well, you asked if I had the opportunity. The question
well,
is, did I actually take it?
Did you do it? Yeah.
Yes. So
tell us what did
very
you do?
Descriptive. You're so descriptive.
I've got everyone's attention, and I love it. So I've done some inventory management or management, quite a bit of that. I've been also checking in on one of the add-ons to help with that, the auto loot add-on that lets you set all the filters for the stuff that you want to just mark as junk. Tried that out, and that's pretty neat. You just, go to your merchant, and all the stuff that you told it to mark as junk, it just sells, and then you're done. And that's pretty handy. Keeps you from having to go in and out and spend 5 minutes every boss fight in a dungeon clearing inventory. But the reason that I was even looking at that is because I have been farming Darkshade Caverns 1 a little bit, because the current build I'm using, I've never liked staves in this game. I'm not generally one to use staves in any game, but I just don't like the way combat feels with them. I've always kind of preferred melee and always liked two-handed once I tried that out, and I'd kind of like to go back to using two-handed, but the current build I have is designed around using the War Maiden set, which buffs all of your magic damage abilities, and I want to switch to maybe using like bleed damage and just physical damage. So I'm looking for the equivalent set, which is Strength of the Automaton. So that comes out of Darkshade 1, and that's what I've been trying to farm the two-handed weapon for, but I keep getting everything else. So
ain't that how the RNG always works?
I ought to be getting close, with the sticker book and all. But I keep noticing that maybe it's just because the loot pools for the earlier fights, I've already gotten everything. I don't know, because I keep getting duplicates of things. But that's another thing. The auto bind feature is pretty handy. Just having it, anything that you don't already have, anything you don't know already, you can just have auto bind. That's nice. So you don't forget to do that and then go into the next fight and end up getting the same thing. You didn't bind it to your sticker book. Anyway, so that's what I've been trying to do. I'm just trying to get that gear set. I don't necessarily have to get that weapon. I could just get the other pieces that I have, and the crafted set I'm using, I could just craft that weapon and swap it out with one of the other pieces. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm trying to get that set so I can switch my build over and go back to running with a big giant sword like I prefer. And yeah, so that's what I've been up to. I have actually been playing a little bit, but that's been about it. Just one or two runs in Dark Shade. I think I did maybe 3 the other night, and unfortunately there was I think somebody who maybe was either a new player or was playing on a new character or something, and might have been trying to do the quest, and we went through and killed everything too quick, and I think we broke the quest. And the guy was like, well, it's like, did my quest marker is back there. Well, this stinks. I'm gonna block all 3 of y'all. I was like, I'm sorry. But anyway, I was gonna even offer to help run it again if need be, to go through and get the quest, but did not respond. So anyway, that's the danger of running with randoms. You just don't know what kind of group you're going to get into, and most people running Dark Shades at this point probably just running through, trying to get through it. But that's about it. Oh, and I sold some stuff. I listed some things on the guild store, just to try to get rid of extra stuff. Sold a few things.
It is what it is.
Yep. Well, that's it for me. Is that it for y'all?
Pretty much. At least for me right now.
Well, that's not it for us, because we got stuff to talk about. And in case anybody hasn't figured it out yet, for the past 7 days, depending on where you are, maybe 8, it's been December. And
La 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 Fusroda.
yeah.
Wait, wrong era.
And so, since it's December, and I said at the start of the show that life just keeps trucking, you just got to know how to survive. And so, we've got a December survival guide. If anybody would like to, hear how to survive in December.
Survive.
Hot cocoa. Recommend.
Yeah.
There's that coffee I promised you.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it.
So
let's see. Boots. Anyway, ESO's December survival.
We don't really need boots where I'm at, and we don't hardly get any snow. We get more ice than anything. But anyway,
Get them. All right. Get the most out of your. Out of your holiday season in Tamriel with a classic returning event, festive rewards, and community fun. Then there is the ESO Roadmap, December 2025 ESO Roadmap. I'm glad they're still doing these. These are nice. New PvP campaign, Vengeance campaign. Test new Alliance War Rules, December 3rd through the 15th, so currently going on. New Life Festival, spread holiday cheer across Tamriel. That starts December 18th and goes until January 6th. New Golden Pursuits. These will also be from December 18th to January 6th. And then the yearly tradition, Investigator Vale. This year, an Entangled Carol. Watch Vanquish Guild perform live on twitch.tv/Bethesda. Daedric War Celebration, November 20th through December 2nd, already over. The Daedric War Celebration in-game event is ongoing, but it ends very soon, already over, so don't miss out on your chance to get your hands on the Light of Knowledge outfit style. Daily login rewards for December 1st to 31st. December includes another 31 days of daily login rewards, including Scribing Ink on day 7, some 150% XP scrolls on day 14, and instant all research scrolls on day 21. Don't forget that 8,000 Seals of Endeavor. And then Writhing Wall event bonus reward, December 1st. Oh yeah, there it is. As a thank you to the ESO community for their patience during the recent Writhing Wall event, we added 8,000 Seals of Endeavor to day 1 of the daily login rewards. Don't forget to log in and claim them. Vengeance campaign, December 3rd through 15th. A new Vengeance Alliance War campaign comes to Cyrodiil with new rule and build changes for you and your fellow PvP players to test on one another. The New Life Festival, December 18th through January 6th. Tamriel's celebration of the new year returns with new quests and rewards. Look for more information regarding this classic in-game event closer to its start date. Golden Pursuits, New Life, New Loot. Arriving in tandem with the New Life Festival is a new Golden Pursuits campaign. Complete activities to earn a festive fir tree furnishing, a costume, and more. For more details, look for an announcement article once the campaign is live. Vanquish Guild's New Life Carol performance. December, date to be determined. The talented players who make up Vanquish return to put on another performance of their now famous holiday play, Investigator Vale, an Entangled Carol. We're once again happy to share and support their show on twitch.tv/Bethesda. So, look out for an announcement article later in December. The holiday spirit arrives this December, and Tamriel's adventures are there to spread cheer and earn new rewards. What are your plans for this festive season? Let us know.
There's some good stuff happening here. Love.
What are your plans for this festive season?
Well, Golden, the New Life stuff, I was going to say, because I read the Golden Pursuits as I was trying to say that. New Life is supposed to have 8 new quests, which I am stoked about. So I'll be doing those, because I want to know what they are. I think it's 8. Is that what I read in the forums? Yeah. I think it's 8.
I think so.
So I'm really excited to give those a try, and kind of see what that is. And then, I went and did the Vanquish thing last year, so I'm excited to get to, potentially do that again this year too, hopefully. So.
I have never actually watched one of their shows, but they sound really good.
I'm
always busy.
It's amazing. Like, the work that they put into making the stages move and changing the scenes is super impressive to me. Like, I was so impressed when I got to go last year. It was very, very cool. So, what were you going to say, Never? I'm so sorry.
I don't think I was going to say anything.
Oh, I thought you were talking about New Life when I mentioned the 8 new quests.
Oh, just that's the number I think I recall hearing as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was just with less than 100% certainty confirming what you thought to be true.
Ah, okay. I gotcha.
They should just done 12 new quests. Can I say that could have been the 12 new quests of New Life?
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Guys, I think I'm going to change my main character from Khajiit to an Argonian.
Why?
Well, y'all are familiar with the Brightthroat clan, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking of joining the Clearsthroat clan.
Oh my gosh.
You could also join the Throat Coat clan, if that's really a problem.
Yeah.
Gwen was being kind. I thought she was going to say something else, because, she does lean into the Dark Brotherhood.
The open
I could have
throat.
also said just go take a shot of apple cider vinegar, but I
I thought that's where I thought we were going. I was like,
No.
you're about to be the next Dark Brotherhood Blade of Woe animation.
I'm gonna
I would never harm anyone who was ill.
I'm gonna be part of the open throat clan.
But only if they're ill. Oh my gosh. Mess.
Yeah.
Goodness. Oh, wow.
If I can get around to it, I want to check out the new quest, but I don't know.
You know what? You if you haven't checked it out yet, there is a new Crown Store showcase.
Ooh, yeah.
Show me the money.
Nice. Oh, all right. Well, let's talk about it, I guess. This one's not like terribly long, and there's quite a lot of new stuff, so we'll touch on the new stuff, and then I guess we'll just chat about whatever we think is interesting. So, ring in the festive season with a merry lineup of goodies coming to the Crown Store this December. Embrace new life with an array of winter-themed items such as hearty holiday furnishings, frosty critters, and a festive feast of new and returning items. Whether you're treating yourself or finding the perfect gift, the Crown Store has what you're looking for this December. Don't forget, you can check out what's currently available by visiting the Crown Store page. All ESO Plus members have access to a monthly selection of exclusive deals and items, and you can find more information about it on their website. Any discounted or free items also have a special call-out. For the ESO Plus exclusive this time around, it is the King's Haven Pass painting. So it says, stories claim that high elves and goblins once traded peacefully at King's Haven Pass. After relations between the two soured, the Coral Splitter goblins claimed the area as their own. This will be available for free for ESO Plus members on all platforms from 10 a.m. on December 11th to 10 a.m. on January 15th, so just a few days from now. Some new items that are coming to the Crown Store for the first time are listed below. The furnishing pack of the Winter's Feast. It says, gather your loved ones around and celebrate new life with a feast. Festive food, drink, and decorations make this pack indispensable for those who love spreading cheer. This new pack will be available on December 11th through January 5th. It's really pretty. It looks like it's got some wreaths and like maybe a giant Christmas tree. Some like flowers and some foodstuffs. Looks really good.
Floating candles.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I just now saw that. Ooh, I might have to get that one. Next one is going to be our furnishing pack for the Writhing Fortress. So it says, the Writhing Wall and its intimidating architectural elements darken the sun-drenched islands of Solstice. Add touches of this grim style to your own home by using the banners, black soul gems, and more included in this pack. This will be available on all platforms from December 18th to January 5th as well. And if you buy that pack, you can put it in the house that's brand new that's coming to the store called the Cradle of the Worm Colossus. Have either of you previewed this house?
Yeah, I kind of stumbled across it in game. It's really cute. I like it.
Yeah, it's cool because it's got a built-in dummy, like a target dummy, which I think is awesome. So it says, discovered by guild mages in the aftermath of the Writhing Wall, the Dread Realm hosts a bone colossus personally crafted by Wormblood. Wrest this stronghold from the worms and use the colossus to practice your best combat moves. The new Cradle of the Worm Colossus will be available in the Crown Store from December 18th to January 5th in both furnished and unfurnished versions. Soul Gem Cinch Bundle. These kitties look cool. It says, made of glistening black soul gems and imbued with personality, the mount and pet in this bundle are extremely cute for Morpholith-based creations. Add these two cinches to your deadly entourage today. So this is going to be available as well from December 18th through January 5th. And they're these adorable, like purple, well, they look like black soul gems. That's the best way to describe it. Animals made out of soul gems. New skill style coming for Fate Carver.
Yes, it's purple. I'm
Purple.
so excited. I just
Purple
realized what it
Fate
is.
Carver.
Purple beam. Purple beam.
We've got green beams. We've got blue beams. Now we've got purple beams.
I'm so excited.
Yes. I'll buy this one. I probably will. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be available December 18th to January 5th as well. For crafting and outfit styles, we've got the Black Soul Gem crafting motif. In their collaboration with the gear, gem carver Hynax and Misura, assistant to the High Soulbinder, state our guiding principle in crafting these arms and armaments was to ensure that no soul escapes the subjugation of the Lord of Domination. We're here to fortify those who aid his conquest, whatever the cost in human lives. That sounds terrifying. You can find this, or you can buy this to learn the Black Soul Gem crafting style. Wow, get the words in the right order, Katie. It also has a chance to drop by killing the final boss in Black Gem Foundry. So this is the one that you can either pray to the RNG gods, or you can just purchase it from the store. Of course, if you do it on Vet, there's a better chance for it to drop from the final boss in that or hard mode. Some other items that are returning to the Crown Store, I'm just going to kind of go through these fairly quickly. We've got the Winterborn Spriggan. This is a polymorph that's going to be available from December 1st through March 2nd, so this one's going to be there for a while. Same thing with the Winterborn Wild Hunt Wolf. It will also be available, same amount of time. I absolutely love those two. I actually have the wolf that I use quite often. Costumes, we've got Mage Guild Master Garb, Winter Broadrim Hat Pack, New Life Festival Cap. We've got Crown Crafting Motifs of the Frostcaster, the Nord Carved Arms Pack as well. And then you can always purchase event tickets during an event. We've got some crates returning as well. The Allmaker crates will be back at the end of December through the first week in January. And then the Frozen Fury Crate Bundle will also be available during that same time period. And then, I don't think this one's been in the store for a while. Pariah's Pinnacle is coming back. So this says, the grand and majestic mountaintop retreat of Baloth Bloodtusk was sealed off in the First Era by King Joli, but its ancient orcish halls were recently reopened by order of King Kurag. So this is a big, large home that is in Orsinium, Hrothgar area. It's available from December 11th through January 5th. And again, you can purchase it in furnished and unfurnished versions. So this is an ESO plus discount item. The Enchanted Snow Globe Home is also going to be back in the store through January 6th from December 18th. Furnished and unfurnished. Again, it is an ESO plus discount item. So that's exciting. And House Guests coming back. Riggard the Brash from December 15th through December 22nd, because who doesn't love Riggard at a good holiday party? And then your furnishing packs that are returning are for the New Life Festival. That'll be in from December 1st through December 8th. And it's an ESO Plus discounted item as well. You can also get the New Life Snow Symphony, the Heart of the Loom furnishing pack, which is the Athelia based one. You can get the Cold Harbor Arcanium furnishing pack, the Molag Ball furnishing pack, and then new skill styles for winter for New Life. Those are returning. And you can use sort of frosty skills for Volley, Meteor, and Critical Charge, plus their morphs. We're also getting a Solstice Indrik back because of the winter solstice, and it will be in the Crown Store from December 8th through December 15th. A Garland Dapplegrey horse, and a Bleak Rock Snow Dog, Sovngar, and a Sovngarde Bear Cub. Whew.
But no partridge in a pear tree.
No partridge in a pear tree. So lots of good and fun stuff coming back to the store, and then some cool looking new stuff, which is really, really fun. That's a pretty good Crown Store showcase, I think, actually. Anything
I saw the painting. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, what stuck out to me, I saw the painting, I was like, oh, yeah, another painting. Oh, that's so pretty. Damn, I hate that delve.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, oh, that painting's beautiful. Ugh, Kingshaven Pass. Ugh.
Yep. But seriously, love the paintings. Keep them coming.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Forge Fire stuff that's in there right now is kind of cool. That wasn't really highlighted too much in here, was it?
No, they talked about it in the Crates article, I think, that was previous or something. They didn't highlight it too much, but yeah, the Forge Fire crates that are in there right now that have like kind of orcish themed stuff is pretty cool. It looks pretty great.
Also optimistic on the Winter's Feast. I'm gonna preview that. I will probably hold off getting it until next year for the house that we're gonna get at the end of the year here. To decorate that for the holidays next year, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna preview all the items. I'm pretty excited to have like a big festive thing.
Yeah, I realized that the other, like the original New Life stuff that has the wreath that you've got hanging above the fireplace over here in it goes away this morning at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So I may have to log into my PC account because I have it over here on PlayStation, but I may actually go ahead and like spend the crowns on a PC and buy it because I would love to be able to do like a 4K hearth scene Yule log situation over there. So that'd be cool. I'll have to see. Not sure. I'll think about it while we're doing the show. So. All right, the next one I know Never has some feelings on, I think, anyway.
Oh, I'm sure he feels absolutely refreshed about it.
So refreshed.
Does that mean you want me to try to read that?
You don't have to try and... Well, you can read some of it, but why don't we take turns because I don't want to murder your voice.
Oh, is it really that long?
It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
long.
that's long. Never mind. Yeah, we can change. How often do we want to switch? Every gold title?
Sure.
Just go down the line.
All right. Developer Deep Dive, ESO's Class Identity Refresh. Have they freshed yet? Because in order to refresh, you must first fresh. Anyway. Read a deep dive letter from ZeniMax Online Studios combat team as they share their core philosophies, goals, and planning surrounding the future of ESO classes. Earlier this fall, we asked for your feedback on ESO's classes, including your pain points and overall impressions on class identity, as part of our efforts to address long-standing player feedback and improve the overall look, feel, and balance of combat. We are working on a long-term project to revitalize ESO's classes. To help the community understand the scope and context for these changes, we aim to be transparent about our goals concerning ESO's class identities. You can read more about our design philosophy, vision for ESO's classes, goals, identity framework, and rollout for the related changes below. Shall I keep going to the next line?
No, I just didn't know if Gwen was going or if I was
Oh,
going.
no, we were going to go down the line, but we're...
Did you want me to keep going?
We're going left to right, right to left. I'm just kidding.
yeah, left to right.
I'll go. Design philosophy concepts. As we discuss how our vision translates into our goals, it's useful to understand our design philosophy and a few key concepts that guide it. What does class identity mean to us? For us, class identity is what makes a class unique and different from other classes. This covers everything from part of who they are, what they can do, how they look, what they excel at, and what they don't excel at. When we look at a class identity, we use two core pillars to try and support the experience: source of power and power fantasy. What do we mean by source of power? When we talk about the source of power for a class, we are referring to what the lore-relevant origin of a class's power is and what might differentiate them from a normal citizen of Tamriel. Questions such as these come up. What caused this person to become a Dragon Knight, Arcanist, Sorcerer? What are their motivations? Where do they get their power from? The answers to these questions help inform the way that their abilities are developed as an extension of their source of power. What do we mean by power fantasy? Power fantasy takes the source of the power a step further and influences how a character receives and is then able to use it, e.g. the area of effect, damage over time, direct damage, etc. By taking their source of power and putting it into a delivery mechanism, we aim to create the sensation of what it would be like to be that class. Different power sources shape distinct playstyles. For example, Nightblades rely on cunning and shadow to stay elusive in battle, striking when the moment is right, while Templars draw on playstyle and establishing a stronger class identity mix.
Adapting around player experiences. While it's always important to have a class's vision and goals in mind, it's just as important to ensure that they hold up after the community adapts to new tools and features. As new systems and improvements are introduced, development becomes an ongoing process that requires continual refining. For example, one of the biggest pieces of community feedback that we're looking into is how subclassing interacts with class identity and game balance. Subclassing at its core directly competes with our established version of class identity and instead puts that agency into your hands, giving you the ability to create anything you want. Well, this is a deeply important part of the feature for us. It also currently comes with some drawbacks for balance. As it stands, subclassing is objectively stronger than pure classing by a large margin for several reasons. This is mostly caused by the vast differences in individual skill line designs. ESO was not built from launch with subclassing in mind, and the system highlighted issues with the current class skill line design that were not previously a factor but are untenable going forward. To support the overall health of the game and class system, we need to respond and adapt to how the game has changed based on how players are using the subclassing feature. With this in-game data and player feedback and available development resources in place, we have a clearer picture of the scope of changes that need to be made. These insights have led us to re-examine our class' identities, how they're expressed and designed from individual abilities and passives, where those abilities are sourced, and how they all come together to create a cohesive class and identity. One overarching pattern you'll see as we move toward improving this experience is reorganizing class skill lines, adding in more benefits for sticking with the core skill lines of your class, and decentralizing role-specific power so that a single skill line won't have every tool you need to achieve your goals. Our aim isn't necessarily to nerf, though. Well, in some instances, nerfs may be necessary. We'll be using values and specific effects to create more powerful or punchy abilities and passives, but with greater nuances that prevent subclassing from completely dominating the meta. What we aim to achieve is twofold. For those who prefer to play a pure class, you should have a strong and satisfying class identity and the power you need to achieve your goals. For those who wish to dive into subclassing, you should feel the freedom to forge your own identity or even forego identity for the sake of specialized power, but with less of a difference in power compared to the pure class options.
Sorry. Long-term vision. ESO has evolved tremendously over the last decade. And as new systems and classes have been introduced, the bars for the play experience and our design philosophy have been raised. As part of this project, we have established a holistic, long-term plan for how we aim to modernize ESO's classes and to bring them more in line with one another. It extends beyond addressing identity, balance, or look and feel in isolation, and it aims to address multiple class issues. While many of the items on the list below have always been what we strive to accomplish, and that isn't changing, we will be spending more time strengthening ESO's classes and focusing on these guiding principles. Our long-term vision is every class will be viable in any role. To us, viability means players can reach their goals with the choices offered. This does not necessarily mean equally optimal, but always providing multiple choices for you. We want each class to feel cohesive and true to its power fantasy with abilities, animations, and audio effects that reinforce its core identity. This means refreshing and modernizing abilities so they look and feel as impactful as those of more recently introduced classes like the Arcanist. We're committed to evolving our design philosophies by using player feedback and in-game data to help guide class updates. As we address balance concerns and update class mechanics, our goal is to ensure that every class feels good to play, both mechanically and thematically, while keeping the unique flavor that sets each apart.
Goals. For this refresh of ESO's classes, our primary goals that support the long-term vision we laid out are strengthen the unique identities of each class, making them feel fun and rewarding, as well as thematically unique and engaging to play. Improve the balance between pure classing and subclassing so that both paths have their place in the game. Make each class's skill lines more varied and distinct for what they offer for a role, so that each skill line holds something valuable regardless of what you play. Use both in-game data and player feedback to help inform our decisions, ensuring changes reflect player experiences and preferences. And address power outliers and abilities and skill lines, and look at balance concerns as we progress through each of the classes, prioritizing mathematical and functional changes before visual and audio updates.
Identity. Below, we lay out the unique high-level identities we envision for each of these classes and how that would be translated into the gameplay experience. This might be what you would expect to see on a character creation screen. In the interest of fostering communication, transparency, and building trust, we want to keep you informed as these updates progress. With this in mind, we are in the early stages of the process, and the class information outlined above is still subject to change and further refinement as we work through addressing each class.
Rollout. This major comprehensive initiative that will span several updates. We are prioritizing classes that require the most modernization and balance work first. For some classes, this will be an exercise in refinement. For others, it will mean a more thorough reconfiguring. And for some classes, it may be a mix of both. As we get closer to beginning work on each class, we'll go into deeper detail with regular updates about the upcoming changes. Each class will be addressed one at a time and receive impactful mechanical and balance changes in addition to any needed updates to visuals and audio. We're starting with the Dragon Knight class as the anchor, given its foundational role and the extent of changes needed. These class-by-class updates will run alongside ongoing support for the game, and timelines may shift as needed. Our current order is subject to change based on ongoing needs. Dragon Knight, Warden, Sorcerer, Templar, Nightblade, Necromancer, Arcanist. We'll also continue working on regular bug fixing and performance updates as normal. Our goal is to keep the relative level of power players have now, and we will work to maintain that within reason moving forward. While we won't focus on large balance changes outside of ability line refreshes and subclassing balance, we'll continue to monitor feedback and adjust values for balance on other aspects of gameplay as needed. We're currently looking into ways to alleviate some of the long-standing community concerns with both pure classing and subclassing in the short term, as well as underlying broader issues and feedback.
Example changes. A great way to better understand what we've discussed is through examples. As mentioned above, we will be starting with Dragon Knight, which is already underway internally with high-level adjustments to abilities, visuals, and animations. Below, we'll cover some of the larger adjustments broken out as the refinements versus reconfigurations we mentioned above to give some insight into the design process and how it fits our vision. Refinement. Dragon Knights are attrition warriors. There will be many adjustments that help reforge this experience, including unique damage over time parameters like shorter durations, higher damage per tick, and ramping effects that let them build their power over the course of a fight. Another area this is improved is with the Avalanche passive in Earthen Heart, which allows you to slowly build up momentum with a stacking damage bonus while in combat that can be lost if you fail to keep up the pressure. Reconfiguring. Dragon Knight's flames are ravenous and demand fuel. Dragon Knights are designed to require careful resource management, creating a feeling that their flame always needs fuel. This also helps balance the class, preventing them from dominating long battles by simply outlasting their opponents. While we still believe in this design philosophy, we've also tried to build more satisfying methods of solving these problems inside their class kit, like reworked Inhale, which has moved to the Ardent Flame and now briefly restores a % of your missing resources over time before unleashing its classic explosion.
Ongoing planning. Classes are a core aspect of the game, and we are committed to seeing this effort through. We are excited and energized about this upcoming work and can't wait to show you more as it develops. Our goal is to keep the community regularly informed on our efforts as they progress. Some updates will have more information than others, and we will share more details about each of the classes and their improvements as they come into focus more clearly. We know many of you will have other questions about what this means for things like subclassing, pure classing, hybridization, overall balance, other combat-related skills, etc. And we will do our best to share what we can as it is firmed up. As part of this, we will host an ESO Live on Has Already Happened, never mind, to answer some community questions and follow up with an FAQ documentation. We'll have more to share with you all early in the new year about some of these improvements and more, so stay tuned.
That was beefy.
A bit. And my apologies for getting out of order there.
Oh,
It's okay. I muted because there was a cat sitting next to me licking a plate, and then I forgot to unmute when I was talking. So I was talking, and then you started talking, and I'm just like, never! How dare you talk over me? Wait a second, I'm muted.
That section that I jumped out of turn on, it had that graphic there that we didn't touch on, so I thought we'd hit that real quick too.
Sure.
So let me back out of this. This section says, below we lay out the unique high-level identities we envision, and it's got a graphic that kind of breaks that down. The Arcanist, source of power. See if I can zoom that just a little bit. Seekers of truth and knowledge. Arcanists wield a form of runic magic so complex it requires a pact with Hermaeus Mora. The power fantasy, their abilities shape fate by building and spending power and unleashing potent spells. Arcanists unleash bursts of power in cycles, excelling at mid and long range tactical combat. Excuse me. The Necromancer, source of power. Masters of life and death, necromancers use corpses as resources by unearthing undead minions and tethering themselves to the battlefield. The power fantasy, necromancers gain power with each corpse they command, use enfeebling effects, and control the undead to do their bidding. Someone want to take the next two there?
I got it. Templar, source of power. Holy warriors who channel the power of the sun and Adric entities. Templars use light as both a weapon and a shield, and they create sanctuaries. Their power fantasy is using the blinding power of light. Templars can keep pressure at a distance, but are truly a force when in melee range. Dragon Knight. Source of power. Dragon-powered warriors who wield flame and fury with eruptive power, shielding their allies and themselves with earthen forces. Power fantasy for them is conquerors that dominate the front lines and excel at controlling the battlefield, often by building power over time.
Wardens, source of power, protectors of nature and the cycles of Nirn. Wardens use the seasons to adapt and preserve balance. Power fantasy. As with the changing of seasons, the Warden's adaptability allows them to quickly react to what the situation demands. This flexibility gives them freedom to fight and flourish on the battlefield. Sorcerer, source of power, is master strategists. Sorcerers call upon Daedric pacts and dark magic as their source of their power. Power fantasy, highly strategic and mobile. Sorcerers focus on spell synergy and the opportunistic use of forbidden powers to achieve their goals, excelling at combining abilities for maximum effect. Nightblade, source of power. Nightblades use shadows and subterfuge. This rogue type steals power from foes to stay alive and support allies. Power fantasy. Preferring indirect combat and evasion, Nightblades often rely on mobility and stealth to survive at a distance and strike at the perfect moment with a finishing blow.
This graphic is great, honestly.
Yeah. It's kind of cool to see some of the stuff laid out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be curious to see what kind of changes they make to each of these.
Yeah. I really hope maybe that's getting further into the conversation. I think that one of the challenges... Well, hold on. Let me backtrack for a second. This article came out, and people were like, yes! Finally! They're gonna, like, listen and fix some of the stuff that's been going on with subclassing, because a lot of the people who are like, best in slot is now subclassed, and it gives us no reason to remain true pure class identity. There's always gonna be people out there that think that they have to play best in slot, so nobody's gonna play their actual class anymore, etc., etc. So when this article hit, it was kind of that, like, yay! You know, people are going to be more interested in maintaining their class identity just to see kind of how this changes, or like bring it up so that if people want to subclass, they can, but if they don't want to subclass, it doesn't matter. It's not necessarily going to be best in slot or outperform it. Then the ESO Live happened. And did either of you catch any of that at all?
No, but I have a feeling that I know where this is going. Continue.
I did not catch it either. I purely lurked because I had work to do. But I came back after the ESO Live happened, and I was seeing a lot of different feelings, is what I'll say. Some people had said that what they had been excited about seemed to fall a little flat after the live. Some people felt that the live was more confusing than helpful. And I also saw some stuff that was like, hey, I actually wish that they hadn't done the live because it took the wind out of the sails of this really good article. I didn't watch it myself, so I'm not sure what my thoughts are on that piece of it, but I'm just relaying some of the things that I've seen in the few days since. My personal feelings on it. I think they have needed to relook at some of the class stuff for a while. I personally love subclassing, but I'm not an endgame meta player either, right? So for me, I don't really personally care about best in slot. I just want to do stuff that's fun, and I want to be able to complete the content. And if I can do that subclassing or on my normal class identity without subclassing, I'm good either way as long as I can do it. Will it be a little harder, maybe, if I'm not using certain skills? Yeah, probably. But you know what? I'm not the type of player that must have the meta anyway. So for me, this is exciting, but I'm not like... I don't know. I'm trying to look at it like positively and hope that they can correct some of the things that some of the player base feels very, very passionate about. So yeah, I don't know. I guess the way I look at it is, you know, right now it's kind of like I'll use the example of jewelry, in some ways. Having gold jewelry on your character does increase your damage or your healing or whatever. But when you step back and look at it, the percentage change between like gold and purple jewelry is so minuscule that most of the time, unless you know you're sticking with that jewelry for a long time, it's not worth upgrading to. And for me personally, not saying that this is what it is across the board for everyone else, because I have been seeing some people that are making some amazing, well thought out, well informed posts. For me personally, that's kind of how I feel about this. Like, I have played as my true class for a million years. I'm good with subclassing personally, and I know that it's a challenge in some circles, or like depending on what your gameplay loop is, and I want those people to have the opportunity to encourage endgame rating and all of those things. So I think this will be good, I hope, on the long run. I just hope that they don't... I hope that they buff more than they nerf, actually, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I hope that they take some of the stuff that's been problematic and they buff it rather than nerf a bunch of stuff into the ground. Because I think if they nerf some of it and they remove some of the high DPS that people are seeing with subclassing, then I think that they're going to lose some people. I think if they work from the bottom and try and pull it up a little bit, and then they try and increase that overland content that we've been talking about and make it harder, I think that will be a more fair change that will keep more people on board. And that's my not so short sort of opinion on some of it, I guess.
That's your
How do
voluntary
you guys feel?
professional opinion.
Yeah, I guess so. my non-meta, I'm still playing a Nightblade with probably outdated skills from years ago opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you. I've never been one to. I mean, I like to see my numbers get bigger. See that I'm doing more damage.
Oh, everybody
But-
does. That's super satisfying.
Right, but at the same time, like I'm not trying to compete and get on leaderboards and do any of that kind of thing. And I don't know that there's been. Now, granted, I haven't tried everything, and I haven't done vet on everything. But anything for the most part that I've tried to do, with maybe just a few exceptions, I've been able to complete. It might have taken a little more time, but if the only way I'm going to enjoy the game is by beating everything in 30 seconds, that doesn't really. That's not appealing to me. I don't mind the humor and the fun and something. They're like a fungal grotto run that takes 3.5 minutes to get through, just because it's old and we know it's going to be quick. But at the same time, I don't need everything to be instantaneous. If I don't want to play the game for longer than that, then what's the point anyway? But I do think that the balance, there should be some balance there, so that people don't feel like they, if they are looking to be more of the in-game player, that they only have that one choice. As somebody who's played several games that do give a lot of build options, variety is kind of key there. That's what makes the games like Diablo and Path of Exile so compelling to people, is that every season there's new mechanics, there's new things that they've added to change your builds, and they're not a lot of those games don't necessarily get new campaigns and DLCs and things like that like ESO does. They just get a new season. It may have a quest line associated with it, but it's basically you just repeat the same thing with some different mechanics over and over again, just to see what makes your build different, and if you can find a cool new way to accomplish the goal. And so, I know a lot of people. I don't play those games, extensively or anything, but I do know people that really enjoy that aspect of it. Of just saying, yeah, I found this cool new build that I can't wait to try out. I've just got to find the pieces for it, and the grind to get the whatever the gear needed or whatever is there, and it gives them something to kind of chase and then to try out. And then I've had people come back and say, yeah, that build isn't very good, so I'm going to start over. So variety does help, and feeling like if I don't play a Templar Arcanist Nightblade, then I'm not going to be any good. That's not a good place for the game to be. For players like you and I, Crazy, and Gwen, I don't know if you'd classify yourself here as well, but I don't fall into that category. I've been playing around with subclassing and just looking at skills and going, okay, I want to go with a fire build, so I'm going to use some Templar and some Dragon Knight and whatever, or I'm getting ready to swap out and try to do more of a sword based build, so I'll be looking at what skills I think will fit with that. I'm just going to play around and find my own thing. I suppose the concern is balance has been perceived as an issue for a long time, so how much trust is there that this is going to get done and done well? especially when they're talking about kind of changing things pretty significantly. How do they word it? They've got refinement, where it's just like small changes to existing things, and then reconfiguring, where they're going to shuffle stuff around, and they're talking about changing animations, and all that sounds like a good thing. But until we actually see it in practice, we just kind of have to wait and see how it's going to play out. Does the bard have thoughts?
Does the bard have thoughts? Yeah, the bard has thoughts. The thoughts are not going to be as profound or long-winded. Classes have always been changing and evolving in this game. I don't see why that would be any different going forward, and there's going to be changes. We'll just adjust and voice things as they come, like we always do.
Yep. I agree.
Spoken like a true bard.
That's right. Short, sweet, and to the point. So, well, if we're ready to move on, there's something else that's making a return, but now we've added more to it. With a vengeance. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, the Vengeance campaign has returned to Cyrodiil. This is one that we knew about for a while. They announced that they were doing more testing in Vengeance, but now it is finally here. So this one is going to have a little bit more added into it. So let's read what it's about. So it says, learn more about the next wave of the Vengeance campaign, including PvP perks and more. We've added new options for ESO's open world PvP gameplay in the Cyrodiil Vengeance campaign, and we need your help to test them. Join in a newly updated campaign during its return on all platforms today until December 15th, and help provide vital data and feedback for the Alliance War. You may know this is not our first or second Vengeance test and wonder what we're still testing this time around. If you're interested into a longer read explaining the full impact of the tests and our plans, then check out this post on our forums. For more on the PvP action coming in the upcoming campaign, read right on. I don't think we need to go over this first part. It's just telling you how to get to Vengeance. Basically, it's explaining how to queue for Cyrodiil, but if you don't know how to queue, it's pretty easy. You can go in and read this. If you do know how to queue, well, then you already know how to get there. So upon entering the campaign, your character is changed to match a specific template for their class. As mentioned above, this will include predetermined abilities, attributes, consumables, and item sets. So for this one, it's going to have a special rule set for the Alliance War, and it's going to hopefully improve some game stability and performance. So all players will have normalized stats regardless of level. Each class will have a modified set of abilities and items. Only experience points, alliance points, gold, and champion points will be retained upon leaving the campaign. No other items will be taken out. The champion system, however, is disabled in the campaign. So some new and returning systems. New systems were added to Vengeance for this campaign, as well as some existing features elsewhere in ESO that have made an appearance in some form or another. In this test, you'll be able to create and save builds for the campaign with loadouts that persist from session to session. Once you've equipped the loadout and made changes to the starting picks you want, upgrade it with perks that add to the combat effectiveness or other bonuses to your character. There are 3 perk categories: red, blue, and yellow. Perks must match the color of the slot into which they are placed and can be swapped at your Alliance's start location. So that seems like it's kind of like a Vengeance version of the CP or the champion point system in some ways. You can also find additional items like scattershot and oil catapults, or keep recall stones, systems like quests and vendors, and much more implemented in this time around. Vengeance-specific items are now stored in a separate inventory from the rest of your gear, and you can access both this Vengeance inventory and your normal one from within the campaign. However, items still do not provide bonuses and stats that affect your template's stats, and consumables other than XP and AP boosters are unusable. More players, more PvP, more action. With vengeance on the horizon, huge battles, armies clashing, and epic sieges are in luck. With vengeance on the horizon, fans of huge battles, armies clashing, and epic sieges are in luck. Are you looking forward to the campaign returning for more mass-scale combat? Let us know. I am. I want to get in there and see how that template works.
Have you done Vengeance campaign stuff before?
I
Yes.
have.
Did
Yeah.
you like having the pre-made templates?
This is the first time we're using them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally it's just different limited skills and different gear things.
Gotcha.
Yep. So this is the first time we're using the templates. So I'll let you know after I do it.
And
first
if you actually do it and don't just stare at the sky the whole damn time.
Oh, well, you know. I can't help it. The skybox
I
is
can't
so
either.
pretty.
I can't either.
So
One of my
good.
photos made it in the UESP calendar, and so I was like, ah!
Hey, that's so
Cute.
exciting.
That was exciting for Vengeance. That's why I brought it up. It was like, oh, I get to see that.
So cool. That's great.
Oh,
That's great. That's great.
love Vengeance. Always stare at that sky. It's so pretty. Why can't we
Yeah.
have that everywhere in Tamriel?
I have a 4K video of that that's over on our Lore Seekers page. It's pretty great. I should link it to you so then you can stare at it whenever you want.
I will. People I have ambient videos on in the background will probably get annoyed and go, can you go back to the Christmas music? No.
And you're going to be like, no, I want vengeance. Never, what you were talking about earlier, some of the stuff, the reason it wasn't mentioned in the Crown Store showcase is because it has its own feature article on
It's
crown crates.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, I suppose.
In its own entire box, maybe crate shaped.
Boxes generally are. Sometimes.
Claim collectibles, both stylish and rugged, with the new moon over Orsinium crown crates. Unveil treasures from the arid deserts of Elsewhere to the rugged mountains of Hrothgar with the new moons over Orsinium crown crates. Traveling all the way from the savannas of Elsewhere to the mountain peaks of Hrothgar, the legendary fashion designer Fazuda has a new line of exquisite armors, accessories, and more. To delight and amaze the eye, ride the latest beast-crafted designs, dazzle your foes with weapons of flawless heft and make, or head out for a night on the town in something simply stunning. As Fazuda herself likes to say, there is no such thing as too much Sahida. The new Moons over Ursinium crown crates arrive in the Crown Store this Thursday, December 4th at 10 a.m. Upon unlocking these moonlit crates, you have a chance to discover ancient treasures from the great Khajiit and Orc kingdoms. These goods include unique mounts, pets, furnishings, and much more. You can see just some of the items available within the Moons over Ursinium crates below. And there is some creepy skins, pretty outfits, lava, shining weaponry that is fit for a Templar with Khajiiti and Dwemer themes, glowy horses, majestic quasi-griffs, cats made of swords. Yeah, I said cats made of swords. Okay. Oh, we'll actually read the text now. It was just a bunch of pictures. Moons over Ursinium crown crates will be available in 1, 4, 5, and 25 crate bundles, in addition to a unique 25 crate offering called the Moons over Ursinium crate bundle, which is available as a one-time purchase only. In addition to the crates, this special bundle includes the Blacksmith personality. When you first purchase this one-off bundle, you automatically unlock the personality and have it added to your collectibles. It is not part of the Moons over Ursinium crates themselves. Of course, these are just some of the items dedicated to this Alliance of Cunning and Brawn. If you wish to see the full list of items, you have a chance to receive When opening Moons over Ursinium crates, check out the thread in the forums. Be warned, when the new crates go live, the currently available hidden kindred crates will be removed. So yeah, those are already gone. And there is not an end date for the Moons over Ursinium crates yet. You can acquire them from the Crown Crate section of the in-game Crown store. Are you hoping to sharpen your look with a fresh Khajiit style, or do you prefer the rugged Ursinium aesthetic?
I like some of the stuff in these.
I finally got 16,000 Endeavor points all at once and had them and was going, oh, hey, I finally have enough to get one of those fancy mounts. And then I saw the, like, cat made of swords and was just like, no. No.
Nice.
I'm kind of in the same spot, although I do think the Cat of Swords is kind of cool. But I'm always hesitant to pull the trigger on something and use that much currency all at once, but I do think some of those are... I think that mount's cool. I think that that shield is pretty cool. So there's some cool things in there.
Yeah. Head on over and take a peek at what's in the what's in the post there, or head into the Crown store in game and you can preview the stuff, and that way you'll have an idea of what, if you do or don't want to buy it, or if you want to use Seals of Endeavor on stuff, or then you have all those options available to you.
Crazy, did anything pop out at you in these crates?
Oh, yeah. Well, I really actually like the outfits that are in these. I don't normally wear, like, dresses and stuff on my characters. There's not quite anything here, but there is, like a bizarre outfit that's listed if you actually go into the crates themselves and preview them that I really, really like. There's that purple hair in these crates, which I really liked as well. So, and I'm a sucker for, like, truly a mount. I actually do think that the Forge Fire mounts are kind of cool looking. I don't know that I would necessarily, like, go out of my way to personally purchase one directly, but I like it a lot. I think they look cool. So those would probably be my personal top picks, is those few things. So, what about you, Gwen? Was there anything else specific? Did you
I immediately got the purple hair. No, I was saying how I didn't like the mounts.
The purple hair and the lamps, the paper lanterns, I really like as well.
Yeah, those are pretty. I think I have enough glowy things. But yeah, no, I immediately bought the purple hair. I hated the actual hair style it's cut in. I wish we could just change our hair colors and apply it to a different style. I know, that sounds so crazy. But,
or at least, like, have ESO Plus do it. Like how you can save or dye your outfit, you could also dye your hair.
I mean,
because my character's hair... Go ahead.
I was just saying, when you create your character, you can change their hair color, right?
Yeah.
That menu ought to be available elsewhere in the game.
That would be cool.
That's stuff that you already own. It ought to be. You ought to be able to change the color and hairstyles without having to do anything else but go to a vendor, build haircut, barbershop, salon. Pay gold.
Yep.
Yeah, so my character got their hair cut and colored. However, they didn't like the cut, so they immediately tried on every single hat that she owned until she found a few that she liked. So it doesn't look so bad.
Nice. Well, how are we feeling about lore? This one's gone on a little bit. It's pretty late. We're at an hour and a half. Do you want to read this?
we can save the lore for next week. I do want to read it. It's really fun, but we can save it for next week.
Let's save it for next week. Yeah.
Where didn't the Dwemer go this week?
Well, they apparently at some point were down in the Darkshade Caverns, but all I saw is remnants and automatons and whatnot down there. I didn't actually see any Dwemer, so they're not hiding down there.
They left all their clutter. They made a mess and then they left.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The little Dwemer children didn't clean up their toys.
Ugh. Do they ever? Alright, no more murder hobos. So this one I'm actually taking straight from the class refresh article, because you know what? I was reading that, and that sounds so no more murder hobo perfection. That is kind of the point when I started the no more murder hobo thing. What caused your character to become your current class? What are their motivations, and how do they get what do they get their power from?
Nikodar was inspired by the great traveling Khajiit bodyguards known to frequent the roads of Skyrim.
Okay. Cool. I haven't really thought about it on my Nightblade, but I can tell you that my Arcanist, she actually is, it's going to sound like a little bit of a cop-out, but like she doesn't really remember how she became an Arcanist. One of the things in her backstory is that she gets like flashbacks, or she sees like bits and pieces of things happening, and she just kind of gets visions of her Arcanist tome, and that's kind of like it. So she's always kind of trying to figure out where her place is or what her past is, and what prompted this sort of power exchange between her and Hermaeus Mora for her tome and for its abilities. And that's written straight into the RP that I write. So, yeah. That's the one that sticks out to me the most. My Nightblade, I really should sit down and give her more story. I just haven't ever. I think I have a harder time doing that because I like kind of envision her as myself in some ways. So I don't know what backstory I'd want to give myself, if that makes sense. That's my challenge. About you, Gwen?
For my necromancer, she became a necromancer because she ended up learning she had a talent for it after hours upon hours of playing with all of the bones that her older sister had on hand. She was lonely, being forced to be around only her older sister, and ended up making her own friends, and learned she had a talent for it.
Awesome. Well, where do you listeners tell us where you get your stuff from? What are your characters' motivations, and where do they get their power from? It would make Gwen happy.
I would love to actually hear those if you would please tell us in your preferred method.
Well, I suppose that brings us to some announcement time.
Tuesdays, they are treacherous.
They are.
They are.
So go do a dungeon. Or 3.
Treacherous Tuesdays is a day where it's meet up with your guildies and work through content together. Generally, planned out is dungeons. There is no set schedule, just get together and help each other out.
Do it.
Thursdays, there are Relic Seekers. This is 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I believe this is finding antiquity leads and such around Tamriel, correct?
Yep, it's antiquities, gear, pretty much like whatever is needed, but definitely focusing more on the antiquities and furnishing sides of things.
Excellent. And Fearless Fridays with Arthuria Dragoon, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. If you feel like being undaunted.
Undaunted.
We
we
undaunted.
God bless you. No, I'm just kidding. It sounded like a sneeze. I really do wish that I had the energy and the time to go back and cut all of those and splice them together.
None of us have that time.
Nope, we sure don't. Not 150 times.
Yeah.
As funny as it would be.
Although
I would need to have a really, really bored day.
yeah.
I'd have to be trying to procrastinate really hard.
Like, really hard.
Really hard.
Although, I wonder what the motivation would be if any of our listeners out there would want that, what they'd be willing to do to see that happen. Have another cup of Joe.
These, however, are only the events, the weekly events for the PlayStation North American server. We are part of the Lore Seekers Guild, and it is cross-platform. Well, multi-platform, I guess, technically, however you want to say it. So,
Yep.
if you are not on the PlayStation North American server, but you are in the guild, please check our Lore Seekers Discord server for your platform's weekly events.
It'll be cross-platform next year.
2 years.
Nah. Yeah, 2 years minimum.
Gotta kick out the PS4 people first.
I'm going 2028.
Oh yeah, give it enough time for people to actually get the platforms, to
Yeah,
get the new system.
Let me get the pail.
Yeah.
That's all pure speculation, people. Don't take me to the bank on that, okay?
I'm holding you to it. I'm clipping it. I'm saving it.
Take me to the bank. If I'm wrong, I will give each of you 100 gold.
Whiterun 2028.
And Riggert's going to make friends.
Yes, that'd be amazing. Oh, wow. Well, if they've stuck with us this long, maybe they understand where to find us. But if not, we should probably tell them how to find us on socials.
You can look up at Snugpod Cast on the Bluebird and the Blue Sky. You can email us at snugpodcast@gmail.com. And you can find us on twitch.tv/snugpodcast or search Snugpodcast on YouTube. We are live sporadically these days, but Sunday nights, usually between 10 and 10:30 Central. That's when we shoot for. And then, if you want to watch us live or watch the video back later, you can do that on YouTube, although this one got broken in the middle, so audio will be coming from Twitch this week. Speaking of audio, is that an option?
It is. You can find us on your podcatcher of choice. Spotify, Apple, whatever other places there are that catch on to podcasts these days, but we should be there.
Catch a pod, a snug pod.
That's right. Catch a snug pod.
A snug pod catcher.
That's pretty crazy.
Isn't it? All right. Well, I think that's going to do it. Gwen, do you have anything else before we go?
Wait.
Nope.
I
Wait.
do.
What?
What if they want to join us?
Oh, did we not hit that when we were talking about
We
the
sure...
Lore
we-
Seeker Guild?
We didn't, did we? Did I miss that? Did I fall asleep? Did I black out?
I think Gwen said something about going to the Lore Seeker Discord.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have...
Maybe.
I
maybe
did when we were talking about the blah blah blah.
Oh, to check the Discord for other
Yeah,
events?
but not how to join it if you're not a
Okay.
part of us.
Yeah.
Okay, well then do that.
yeah.
One of us.
This is why I
One
asked.
of us. One of us. If you'd like to be... So creepy.
If you've accepted all of our weird humor at this point, how can they join us?
Well, they can go to loreseekers.club, then they can join the Discord via there, and they can apply to Guild in the Apply to Guild channel. It'll send them a quick DM where they have to answer a quick questionnaire about a few things about themselves, just so we make sure that there's nobody trying to troll our lovely lore fam that we have, or that they're not a bot. We do it to help protect the community, keep it safe, etc., etc. But yeah, it's usually pretty easy. It just kind of asks you a few things like, what are you interested in the game? How long have you been playing? Stuff like that, because we just want to make sure that we can help you with what you're interested in and that your things that you're looking for align with our things that our guild does. So, pretty easy to join. And we're on
pretty much everywhere, Xbox, PC, and PlayStation for the most part. So if you're interested in joining, head on over there. Now we're done.
Gwen, are you done?
Jinx, are we done? Yeah, we're done.
Okay. I guess we're done. The cats have spoken.
That's right.
She just hopped up here and meowed at me. I think she's angry. It's past bedtime.
Yeah, my cat was just jumping up in my lap too. She's been in my lap, up and down in my lap for the past like 20 minutes. She usually doesn't like to be in anybody's lap, but she's adapting. She's.
Hey, Jinx has gotten better. Remember when I used to have to like hold a string to keep her from yelling while we were podcasting? She's gotten better.
True. So true.
Well, if you've been hanging out with us either live or you're listening to the audio format, we appreciate it. Thanks for letting us talk to you about ESO stuff for a little bit. Hopefully it was fun, informative, and a good part of your day. We'll try to get back together and do it again soon. And, hopefully next week. But, we'll see. Until then, take care of yourself. Take care of others. Avoid the cutthroat clan. And we'll see you soon. Be a decent person.
Nice. Oh, goodness.
Bye.
Sleep well, Tamriel.